Alright fellas, what's going on? Denonu here, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And in this video here, we're going to be talking about the Wonder Woman trailer that dropped, what was it, a couple of weeks ago now? And I figured I'd get my thoughts on it and everything, you know, since this looks like it's going to be the first popular Warner Brothers movie, but so far I'm impressed. I really am. This was a movie that's going to be easy to mess up, but you know, coming from like a movie maker's perspective, I can understand how they could mess this up. But personally, this is one of those things where it's like all you have to do is make the movie and you can't really mess it up. It's kind of like, you know, putting Harley Quinn in something. It's like, you know, she's going to be popular before you even make it. You know, it's Wonder Woman is like the definitive female superhero character. Yeah, there are a bunch of female superheroes, but like Wonder Woman is like, you know, Wonder Woman. It's like, I'm gonna have to compare her to Superman. How Superman is like the definitive hero model that everybody, you know, that the archetype spawns from. Whereas Wonder Woman, I wouldn't call her the definitive female woman archetype character for a superhero. But as far as her image, that's what she is. Even though I think early back in the day when they made her, I think they kind of made her as a joke and they didn't really take her seriously. But she's grown into, like, for lack of a better word, she's like the female Superman. And I know in the comic books, they've taken that to like an extreme, which I am not a fan of. I mean, I don't want her to be a female Superman, because then what's the point in having Superman? Superman to me is always like, you know, top dog of like the DC universe. It's like there's nobody better than him. And I just hate how like in the comic books they always try to make Wonder Woman on par with Superman. Like, no, that's fucking Superman. But we're talking about Wonder Woman's movie, so let me get back on track. Liking what I'm seeing so far. It looks like they're gonna do the whole origin thing with their little spin on it. You got Steve Trevor crashing to the island. Looks like he gets rescued by the Amazons from Themyscira, and it looks like part of the war, or maybe German soldiers follow his plane, and that's how they get to Themyscira. That's something I don't recall seeing in. I mean, I'm not a huge Wonder Woman fan, but I've read a bunch of her comics, or at least the older ones from back in the day. I was even a fan of the older TV, you know, Wonder Woman TV show with Linda Carter way back when. I used to watch that when I was a kid. You know, watching her twirl in place to transform and everything. And I don't recall, like, I know Steve Trevor crashing to the island and everything like that. And normally the story, or at least I don't know if they changed it, you know, in comic books, but normally Steve Trevor crashes on the island. Wonder Woman gets, what do you call a female boner? You know, she gets a female boner and it's like, oh, look, man, you know, oh, there's finally dick in my life. And eventually he goes back to the mainland, or, you know, back to the world, and she's enthralled enough with him to be like, oh, this is curious, let me, you know, let me sneak out and go with him. And she kind of left, and that's how she, you know, gets introduced into the rest of the world. And then she tries to put her little spin on it. So it looks like they might go with that model, because that's the vibe I'm getting from the trailer. So she probably leaves with him. They showed an Amazon getting shot. I don't know if that's gonna, if that was gonna be like a special Amazon or whatnot. I don't know if that's gonna be her mom's or nothing. It didn't look like it, so I don't think that would be her mom's. But I'm assuming that's probably the first time that they encounter guns. I don't think this is gonna take any of the newer comic book stories into it, because for those of you who don't know, Themyscira does have men on it. And they kind of isolate men and kick them out, and the men live on like the other side of the island. But I don't think they're gonna dive into none of that newer stuff that they've added to the story of Wonder Woman. But it looks like it's gonna be like one of those fish out of water type movies, where she's gonna be in the world of men and trying to, you know, help Steve Trevor get through whatever is gonna be the main war threat of the movie. And that was another thing that bugged me about the trailer. Like, it looked good, it looked decent, don't get me wrong. But who's the main threat gonna be? Wonder Woman doesn't have like a definitive bad guy that I'm aware of. Like you have Cheetah, maybe I'm assuming Ares, the god of war. Because I mean, if she did have anybody, it would be like she fought like Ares and like Hades and all of those like Greek god type people. So who's the bad guy of this movie gonna be? You know, they showed something in the trailer, so I don't know who this weird looking woman was that they had looking all messed up. But so far the movie looks good. I mean, I can't really shit on it. It looks decent. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I could have said the same thing about Batman v Superman, but it's like Wonder Woman is like, if you make the movie, how can you fuck it up? You know, as long as you tell her origin story, that's pretty much all you really need. You know, they could even cut out Steve Trevor and just, you know, if they really wanted to, but then, you know, you're missing out on the whole love interest, you know, stories, and Hollywood has had, you know, a boner with love interest stories for years for some weird reason, because they don't think movies can stand, you know, without them. But I mean, the movie looks good. The graphics was good. They had her blocking bullets with the bracelets and everything. That looked comic book accurate. I can't really say nothing about the movie. The only, no, I can't really say that. They made it look like a badass fighter. I mean, and that's pretty much what Wonder Woman is. I mean, the only thing that I can knock about the movie is just my personal thing. The same thing when I seen her in the costume photos and in Batman v Superman. I mean, the chick that they had playing Wonder Woman looks like a model. She doesn't look like a fighter. And that's like my only qualm about it. Like, I want to see her like lift some weights, gain a little bit of, you know, cut muscle on her or something. Make me believe that you can whoop ass. And that's the only thing that I'm not seeing, but that's just a personal thing of mine. I mean, a lot of, you know, people don't like, you know, muscular women, but I mean, Amazonians were like warrior fighters. I mean, they're not dainty. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way they were. So to me, you know, if I was adapting the story, I would have to get somebody who was athletic and who looked, I'm not saying she got to be buff as hell, but just don't look like a skinny model who don't eat meat, you know? But yeah, movie looks good, YouTube. Music was on point. It looks like they got the same musical theme that they had for her in Batman v Superman. They played that at the end. Looks like you got jokes. You know, it's not like a super serious tone WB superhero movie. So I mean, it looks like it has lighthearted jokes in it, which is fine. I personally don't think you don't have to make everything like Marvel, but it's like you can't make a super serious movie and then have some fantastical comic book shit in it. It just doesn't work, because you're already taking people out of their reality and you want them to suspend their disbelief and watch a movie. And it's like, you can't make it super serious all the damn time. It's like, come on, have some jokes in it. I'm not saying, you know, like the whole movie has to be a comedy, but there has to be something there. Even in the serious comic book movies, you know, that they've been playing for like the past few years, like take like 300 or Watchmen or The Dark Knight, there was always one or two things where that got a laugh out of you. And the movie just has to have at least a couple laughs in there, you know. And it looks like Wonder Woman is gonna, you know, carry the vein, so to speak. Looks like they're trying to do something different for once. And I think, you know, they're gonna make a lot of money for it, to be honest. I think this is gonna be like their first big hit that they need. And I'm hoping that that trend continues, because I give Warner Brothers a lot of shit in my commentaries. If you watched any of my movie, you know, commentaries where I talk about Batman v Superman or anything that they do, I give them a lot of shit. But I'm a Marvel fanboy at heart, but at the end of the day, I'm a comic book fan. I want them, you know, and I said this way back when in my Batman v Superman review, I want them to be just as big as Marvel. I do. I want WB to be just as big, because having competition breeds innovation. It's the same thing with, you know, video game companies. It's the same thing with sports. When you have two people competing against each other, or two companies, ideas, what have you, when you have competition in whatever it is you do, you're always creative and trying to think of ways to better yourself so you can be better than the competition. And right now, Marvel is living on that high life. I'm not saying that they're fucking up, but at the end of the day, I think it's like take like Call of Duty and in the realm of video games. It's, yeah, you're the top dog for so long, you get complacent, then you start to slip. I don't want Marvel to slip, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they seem to be doing their damn thing, but you know, WB has to come up and they have to, you know, show them that, hey, look, we can do this too. You know, because at the end of the day, like, you know, like I said in my Batman v Superman commentary, I want my Avengers versus Justice League movie. So if Warner Brothers can become as big as Marvel, maybe they can make that happen. Just saying. That's what I want at the end of the day. But I think Wonder Woman could be a really great start. I know a lot of people liked her character in Batman v Superman, even though she wasn't really in it like that. So, like I said, I think no matter what they come out with, as long as they don't have the movie be fucked up storyline wise or have like a major plot hole where people can be like, oh man, we don't understand that, we don't get it, that movie sucks because of it. As long as they don't have that, this will be a good movie. However, they have to earn the trust that Marvel has earned over the past, you know, what, 13, 14 movies. They have to earn that. I don't know if Wonder Woman by itself is going to earn that trust. What I'm hoping is that maybe Justice League does, and then they can carry that on into future movies, and, you know, and then build up their trust like Marvel did. They have to take their time. They have to go piece by piece, figure out what works for them, and then apply it, a formula to it, and then make their money and you know, do their thing. They have, you know, just like I said when I reviewed Suicide Squad, they had to learn the lessons just like Marvel did, just like Sony did. You can't put too many fingers in the pot. You have to have a vision, set your goal, and then let your directors and let your cast do their thing. And then if it flops or whatever, figure out what's broken and fix it, and then apply it again. It's kind of like trial and error, you know. And again, that was my problem with Batman v Superman, is they had too many fingers in the pot. They was trying to do so much right out the gate that the movie ended up being fucked up. Whereas Wonder Woman, I don't see that happening. I mean, I really don't. It looks like they have, when I'm watching the trailer, I'm not getting confused like, wait a minute, but what about this, and this? You know, there doesn't seem to be any weird, fucked up characters in the movie so far from the trailers. Like Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman, you know, nothing really out of the box where it's like, you're like, what the fuck is he doing, you know? There doesn't, you know, seem to be anybody like that. The only thing that is missing is you have a faceless bad guy in the movie so far. And the only thing that I hope that they don't do, but I have a feeling they're going to do it anyway, is I hope that they don't make this movie about men versus women. You know, oh, men are the bad guys, men are the bad guys, you know, women are good and women are great. I don't want that to happen, because then it takes away from what the movie is, I guess, trying to be, which is a superhero movie. But I have a feeling, given Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, that's gonna happen, you know. I'm hoping they don't make the whole movie revolve around that. You know, it looks like they're doing it for like a few jokes, and that's fine. Because I remember, what was it? Justice League, the animated movie. Was it Justice League Doom? No, it wasn't Doom. It was the one with Darkseid in it. I forget what the one it was called, but they had a couple scenes of Wonder Woman, you know, not understanding the difference between men and women and stuff, and how, you know, modern culture deals with the genders and everything. And they made a couple jokes at her expense because of it in there. Not jokes at her, but just, you know, they made a couple scenes because she doesn't understand that women can't do certain things. And I'm hoping that they do it like that in the movie, where it's just a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 moments that they have, and that make people realize like, oh shit, woman, you know, a woman could be a badass. But that's it. You know, I hope they don't make it like an ongoing plot thread of the movie along with everything else. So that's the only thing that I could see them doing that I personally wouldn't like. But honestly, I think the movie's going to be good. I think they're going to make tons of money from it. Now, the thing is, I don't know if they're going to make that Marvel money with it. I'm assuming they will, because, you know, it's Wonder Woman. But I know there's a lot of people out there who just, for whatever reason, they don't go see a movie if it don't have their favorite superhero in it or their favorite male character. I'm not one of those, you know, people. I'm just gonna see it regardless because it's a comic book movie, and you know that's my shit. I love comics, but I know that's not a lot of people, and I'm hoping that this movie doesn't get negative feedback because it's Wonder Woman and they have a woman on the forefront of the cover. I really don't, because to me, women can act just as good as men. Women, in some ways, hell, I want to see more women on screen more than men. That's just me because I like sexy ladies. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, that's just been my thoughts on the Wonder Woman movie. If you guys have anything to say, please let me know down in the comments below. My name is Denonu, the man with the biggest and the most blackest privilege on YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next commentary. Peace out.